Hi, this is Mike Shimali reporting from Revere Beach. Come on down, see the sculptures that we're doing. Having a great time down here this week. We want to thank Revere Television for all the work they've done. I want to say a shout out to my daughter Brianna and Donna. Thanks. Come on down.
Today is Tuesday. We're sitting here at the Revere Beach Sand Sculpting Festival, the 2013 10th annual, and I'm standing here with Debbie Pesca, my co-anchor on the Revere Review. Debbie, welcome to the beach, and
thank you.
Unbelievable what we're seeing taking place behind us at this point.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, Ed? It's just fabulous and so quick.
Yeah, you know, and this year, if you haven't heard already, the theme is Boston Strong, and let me tell you, I thought a couple of years ago that the castle was unbelievable. I think this is going to far surpass the castle in terms of giving people goosebumps.
So far, absolutely. I can't imagine it getting any better, and we're just halfway there.
Yeah. Some of the details are going to start to unfold as the week goes on. And speaking about the week, as it goes on, I will be doing some further interviews with some of the competitors here at the Sand Sculpting. Debbie, you're going to be doing some interviews as well?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to that.
We'll be doing coverage on Friday, Saturday, throughout the week, Saturday nights, final ceremonies, which we'll be doing live, which is going to be a great addition to our coverage.
I know, live TV.
Yeah, I know.
Something we can look forward to.
So if you're not able to make it down here on Saturday, you'll actually be able to see the closing ceremonies, the awards, and the fireworks live. So check it out. It's going to be a great show.
Yes, it should be.
Yeah. All right, so as we said, you know, the centerpiece is going on at this point. Earlier today, we talked with Meredith Corson about the progress that's being made, and we're going to take you to that right now.
It is Tuesday here at the Revere Beach National Sand Sculpting Competition. If you've been following us, you've been seeing some of the happenings throughout the last few days, and you'll notice that there are some changes today. The competition does not officially start until tomorrow, but if you look around, you're going to see that every one of the sculptors, minus 5 who haven't gotten here yet, are in their plots. Although it is not on the clock, what they're doing right now is very important. You saw the tech crew preparing for the competition for the last 4 or 5 days. The sculptors are now actually doing their preparation. And what they're doing is they're putting together all their forms. You saw Nick and Dan and Ben building the forms. Well, they're now putting those forms together. Most of them have pretty much decided what they're going to sculpt. So now what they do is they configure these forms into different shapes that will make it the fastest and easiest for them to do their pound up tomorrow. That's what happens tomorrow. All this preparation can be done off the clock. They cannot touch the sand. And all these forms that they're building have to be left outside of the sand area. So they'll all be on the perimeter. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock when that whistle blows, they'll start moving their sand around and putting the forms where they need them and start doing their pound up. Also today, if you've been following, you'll notice there are some major changes on the centerpiece. It is well underway. Pretty much everything is done now except for the logos. We're going to be working on the logos for the next 3 days, but we have the Boston skyline. The sand sculpture's name is Boston Strong. We have the Boston skyline and a very majestic eagle with his wings spread, and he is actually protecting the marathon runners, and his claw is coming out and he is intercepting the evil, and then they are finishing the race along the other side. It's quite powerful, emotional. We do believe that we will have some of the survivors here this weekend, and we hope that y'all come down and pay tribute to them all. Thank you.
Well, welcome back. Thank you, Meredith, for that update. Yesterday we had the chance to talk to a couple of the other people working on the centerpiece, so we're going to take you to that now. I'm standing here with Ben Doubleday and Nick Doubleday, who are the logistics team responsible for a lot of the moving the forms around, laying the pipes, getting all the things that the artists, the sculptors, the competitors need to do their thing, yeah?
Yes, everything that has to do with sand, water, everything it takes to keep the sculptors moving.
Yeah. And Nick, I think you've been here in the past. Yeah?
Yep, 1 year. Last year was my first year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben, you've been here almost forever.
I think this is 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah. And of course, you know, again, as the week progresses and the heat comes along, I mean, you guys are lumping. I mean, what's it like?
Well, this feels more like home. Keep in mind, we're Floridians,
Yes.
so this is an everyday occurrence for us. This is actually really nice.
So this is nothing for you then?
No.
All right. How about the water, though?
Cold.
Very cold.
I don't go in it. I won't even put a toe in it.
There are 15 sculptors here this year.
Yes.
So I would imagine the logistical part of this thing has kind of grown exponentially as a result of the number of the sculptors. Tell us a little bit about the extra work and planning involved in that.
Well, extra work is, obviously we spread this out quite a bit. I mean, we're at probably about 750 feet from end point to end point, which is almost triple what it was in the years prior. So getting water to all sculptures has logistically been a little bit of a challenge, but we got it. We had to run a solid water main. So each sculptor this year, actually, it ended up best for them because now they each get their own hoses. So now it makes it easier for us because we don't have to run back and forth making sure their barrels are full. We just walk back and we just sit back and watch them sweat. So.
Yeah. And what impressed me the most as I saw walking down here is the level of engineering that went into the work this year, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's about 750 feet worth of pipe that all had to be glued and put together and pre-built on the seawall and then rolled onto the beach. And cross your fingers, hope you have no leaks, which we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both very much. Appreciate it. Welcome back, and we look forward to talking to you during the week. Take care.
Good.
All right. Bye-bye. I'm standing here with Mike Shimali, a Revere native and actually a Beachmont native from my section of Revere as well. Mike, it's incredible to see the work that's going on here, and this looks like the Geico lizard.
You're right. Good guess. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you've been doing work on the centerpiece and the logos for
about 3 years, 2.5, 3
Yep.
years now. Yeah, I took over when my brother left.
Okay.
And,
so your brother was doing it for a number of years, and
Matt
now
was
you're
doing
doing
it. Yeah, Matt was doing it. Now he has a baby and he's got his jobs going on, so I took over the helm, and here I am.
Yeah. Any interest in becoming a competitor?
No, I just love doing that centerpiece.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
So you look forward to this every year, coming down and working
I look
on
forward to these guys, the sculptors. They're the best people in the world. They really are.
Well, you've got a tough one to be working with here, Mr. Ginto, I'll tell you.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. He's a fun.
Yeah. Well, and truth be told, I ran into Chris earlier as you were coming by. He says, "Here's the hardest working person on the site."
Yeah, I get there. I do my thing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Yep.
I really look forward to it. I wish the weather was a little cooler every year, but.
So you've been working it for a couple of years, but I'm assuming you've been down here for a number of years previous.
yeah.
Talk about some of the changes and things that you've seen over the years with the sand sculpting event.
Just it seems to get better every year. The competition gets tighter, better every year. He's going to beat Joba this year, though. Watch out. Chris is going to get him.
He keeps telling me that.
He's going to get him. He'll get him one of these days. It just gets bigger and better every year. More people show up. It's just amazing, and it's so much fun to do. Yeah. And it's a great honor working with the best sculptors in the world. These guys are amazing, and I learn a lot from them. When you think you know something, you don't. There's always something more.
Yeah,
it's great. It's a good time.
That's very true.
Yeah,
it's very
really
true.
is.
Well, keep learning, and it's a pleasure talking to you. I'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you during the week.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'll be here.
All right, take care, Mike.
All right, God bless.
I'm now standing here with Debbie Catulli, she of the person with the personal sand pile in her backyard who is working and striving to become a competitor someday on her own, yes?
I will. I'll get there one of these days. I'll have my time in the sand, probably maybe with the doubles sometime in the future. I'm looking forward, but I have so many other things I do on the outside for work, so I'm realizing that because of my illustration business, I have to sort of do the sand whenever I can get into it. So many of these guys do it for a living, but I love it. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be with it for a very long time. So.
Now, this is the 10th anniversary for the festival, and as long as I can remember, you've been doing work with the logos and stuff. How long have you been doing the work down here?
7 years I've been in the business. I've gotten the chance to do some traveling. I do Meredith and Dan show in Treasure Island for the last couple of years. I'll go again this year in November, and I've made a trip to Florida, another trip to Florida for a different event in Omaha. So I've got my share of traveling, even just as a logo carver thus far. But I'm pretty good at the logos, so that's holding me over for now. But I'm looking forward to my chance in the competition, but I have to wait till the time is right.
I was just going to ask, any plans, or do you have a sense for when that might occur?
Well, I know what I want to do for my first piece, but I haven't shared it with anyone yet. So I'm keeping that in my pocket for the time that I do compete.
I look forward to when that day happens, and in the meantime, continue up with the good work here, and thank you very much for all the work that you do. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. I am now with Adrian McGuire, past president of the Revere Beach Partnership, still a member of the Revere Beach Partnership Board of Directors, one of the founding members of the Sand Sculpting Festival, and this year she's wearing a different hat. She's actually doing some logos in the sand. Welcome, Adrian.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what you're working on.
Well, so I've watched this being done now for 10 years, so little by little I've done little pieces. So Meredith gave me a little job here so I can start helping doing some logo carving.
Do you think we're going to have another competitor at some point in time?
You're going to be here a long time before I'll be ready for that.
Yeah, I think you said working on the larger projects is a whole other ball game. This is really up your alley, yeah?
Yep, small, short, you don't have to spend a lot of time. I'm good.
Well, good luck with the week. I hope everything goes well, and thank you very much for getting this thing started to begin with.
Thanks very much. We'll see you all week.
Okay. Welcome back once again. Just a little bit about those people that we talked to yesterday. You know, many of them are just volunteers. We have the competitors who are coming down competing. They participate in the centerpiece. But there are people that come back every year just because they love working in the sand. They're not here competing. It's amazing to see, you know, their commitment to this whole process.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
No, I agree with you. I'm really looking forward to speaking to some of the competitors.
Yeah.
You know, I've taken the reign.
Yeah.
And following through, and I'm looking forward to the competition this year. It looks like it's going to be, especially with the new additions coming in, it should really be a tough one this year.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun talking to people from Europe to try and understand, you know, what got them into this, you know, what their styles are and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
It should be. Yeah, really should be.
Well, we're going to go on from here at this point, and there are a few more competitors who have arrived.
Yeah.
And we're going to go off and talk to a couple of them today, and you'll see that later on. Okay. Welcome back. I'm standing here with Rusty Croft from Carmel, California. And Rusty, welcome to Revere.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here in Boston.
Yeah. So you've been sculpting since 1997, and you've been to a number of different competitions, and I imagine you've been all over the world, yeah?
All over the planet, from Guam in the South Pacific, New Zealand, to China, Japan, and all through Europe.
Yeah. And this is your first time here with the Revere Beach Sand Sculpting Festival.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Glad to be here. They finally let me in. I've been waiting for you.
Well, we're looking forward to having you here. And I understand, if I'm not mistaken, I think you've also done some training, education. You run workshops and so forth, don't you?
Yeah, my company is Sand Guys, based out of California, and we do a lot of team building, corporate team building, things with little kids, everything from birthday parties to big private corporate events.
And the other thing, if I remember correctly, Sandmasters was a TV program. You had something to do with that.
That's right, just a little something. We had ran for 2 years on the Travel Channel, and they took us all over the world, kind of loosely profiled the company, and semi-reality TV show. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I know one of the competitors. I think Sue McGrew was on that at one time.
Yeah. Sue McGrew and Chris Ginto as well.
Oh, so, Chris as well.
Yeah. Good or bad, we had to bring him.
So you've had dealings with Chris in the past, huh?
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. This whole group. I've been doing this for 16 years now, and I've known most of these people that long. Yeah. So it's kind of like a family reunion. Every summer you see them maybe once, maybe twice a year, and it's awesome. It's great to get back together and talk a little smack talk between the competitors. I'm going to take you this time. No, I'm taking you. And so it's a lot of fun.
Well, I know a lot of the competitors keep their sculptures somewhat secret, and some of us even say we don't know what we're doing till the day we start the pound up. You have anything to tell us about yours?
Absolutely, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay,
I think you have to let it flow, because sometimes it changes, and if you just fight it the whole time, it doesn't turn out right anyway. But my concept, my idea, will be a large human brain. And then I'm going to slice it open and hollow it completely out, and on the inside I'm going to put some very detailed things. That's all I can tell you now, because I'm not exactly sure what they're going to be. But it's either mechanics, gears like a clock, or maybe something a little more sophisticated like circuitry, computerized, animatronic type things.
Wow, that's going to be quite interesting. Well, listen, I look forward to seeing it as it develops. And once again, welcome to Revere, and we'll talk later.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. I'm standing here with Justin Gordon from Groveland, Massachusetts, a local boy, so to speak, yeah?
Right, yeah.
It's my understanding, Justin, you've been doing this for a while, I believe maybe 35 years?
38.
38,
Cabin
okay.
for 38. Been doing sand since 1978.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how you got into this business.
During summer breaks at college, I started going to the beach with a friend of mine. We used to go every weekend up to Good Harbor Beach in Gloucester. and used to make stuff. Or after, you know, walking around trying to look at girls, that got kind of boring, so just started making stuff. Then all the girls started coming around to see what we were doing. So that kind of worked out well. But that's how I started up in Good Harbor Beach in '78. And then I met another guy up in Rye Beach in New Hampshire, and he was doing stuff. So he and I teamed up for a while, and we formed a business, and that dissipated. But while I was working in the bomb factory doing engineering, I saw a big sand sculpture in the Pheasant Lane Mall in Nashua. And I went inside to the marketing lady and asked her about it and where they get it. And it was from a group in California and a bunch of things. But she asked if I did this because they were looking to have another one done in a year. So she asked me if I'd do a quote. So I did. So I put the quote in, and she liked my quote. She accepted it. And when I was looking for 2 weeks off from the bomb factory, they laid me off. So it was kind of the boot in the ass I needed to pursue this full time. And seeing as I really didn't like doing the desk job anyway, it kind of was fitting and appropriate, and the boot in the ass I needed to move on. So that's how I get into it.
And a new sculptor is born.
Well, I was born before that, but still a new job is born.
New job was born, exactly.
Right. Get the hell out of that desk job.
And I was reading some of your background and some of the stories, and one story that really captured me was your story about building the sandcastle out on the low tide area and watching the wave come in.
Yeah, do it at Good Harbor.
About that.
Well, if the good sand at the beach is below the high tide line, so if you start 2 hours below the high tide, you have until 2 hours to the next high tide until the water reaches you again. And I used to get at the beach like 5 and 6 in the morning, and that was 2 hours below the high tide. So the high tide, the water would be coming back to where I was working about 3 in the afternoon. And that's when a lot of people at the beach, and every mother on the beach early in the day says, hey, let's go see what that guy's doing to get rid of their kids. So I'd end up with 1 million kids helping me, making moats and trees and all sorts of crazy stuff. And then when the tide started coming back in, all this stuff was getting wrecked, and then they finally realized, oh my God, the castle's going to get it. And yeah, so, you know, over about a 45-minute period, take a bunch of waves to take it down piece by piece, and there'd be towers standing with the pieces broken off, or a stairway goes to nowhere because the other part fell off, and the kids love that crap. So that's how it started.
I thought that was quite interesting, that whole story about how everybody was getting excited as piece by piece it was going away.
Oh, the kids would be screaming so loud you couldn't hear yourself think. It was a lot of fun,
Working with the sand, is this the first time working with the sand?
Oh, no, I'm local. I use the sand all the time. This is beautiful. Right. I use the sand at Hampton Beach, the Hampton Beach event, and also the Topsfield Fair. Okay. I do the Topsfield Fair sand sculpture, and I take it wherever I can around here. If I can use it, I'll take it.
Yep. Now, a lot of the artists kind of keep secret, or sometimes they say they don't know what they're doing until they start. Do you have a sense of where you're going, and can you tell us?
They know exactly what they're doing. Don't let them fool you with that. They know exactly what they're doing. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't decided yet. That's full of crap. I won't buy that a minute. Okay. But yeah, I know what I'm doing. Why, you want to know?
Can you tell us?
About 3 years ago, I tried this piece down here, and it fell. It was a big egg-shaped thing, but I hollowed it out, and I put the globe in the middle. And it rained like hell that night, and it fell. But I think it was poorly constructed anyway, because there were cracks showing. Anyway, it fell. But I'm going to try that again with a different subject matter, a different base, different characters around the base. But I'm going for that egg shape, hollow egg with the globe in the middle again. Yeah, I did that before at the Hampton Beach event, and I won that event with it. And that was 3-4 years ago. So, but it hasn't been seen here before. And I really like the overall look and the subject and all that. But it'll be pretty cool, because I'm going to have the hollow egg with the globe in the middle, and you can see the globe from the front. And then on one side, there'd be like a troll character, hairy hat, and he's going to be holding a hose. And the hose will come out of his hand and curl around and go into another troll half in the ground. So I'll dig a hole. Yeah. And then I'll have his body coming out of the hole with the hose coming out of the hole with those big bubbles, like the cartoon bubbles in the hose. Yeah. And put those in the hose. But the hose will be aimed at the egg with the globe, and I'm going to call it the watering hole. Don't tell anybody.
Well, there you have. That's probably the most descriptive by anybody in terms of what they're doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing it as it develops.
Keep their secrets. Oh, I can't tell anybody. Somebody might steal their idea. They know what they're doing already. Don't buy it.
Well, I'm looking forward to see it develop.
Yeah, nice
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, too. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
It's my pleasure to be standing right now with Benjamin Probanza from Acapulco, Mexico.
Yes.
Bienvenido.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And welcome back.
Yes, it's my first time here. I enjoy Revere. I like a lot. Yes.
Can you tell us what you have planned for this year?
I have 3 ideas. Tonight I need the choice. One is the best idea for this competition. I don't know sure, but crazy piece, surrealistic piece.
Yeah.
Is my style.
Which is your style,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I remember the ones from the past.
Yes.
yeah,
I
yeah.
make. I think so. I make the more crazy piece in Revere, for myself.
For yourself.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so you're doing for yourself and having more fun, if you will.
I don't know.
¿Tú conoces, fun, ¿cómo se dice? ¿Jugar?
Sí, yes, it's like the play. Yes. After tomorrow, compacting day, hard day, and after tomorrow, play the game.
Well, I look forward to watching you play.
Okay, thank
Gracias.
you so much. Okay, thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure once again to be standing here with Steve Topazio, another somewhat local boy from Tiverton, Rhode Island.
Correct.
Steve, welcome back.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
Always a pleasure to be here.
In our discussions earlier, and I didn't realize from previous that you've been here from the very beginning. So this is the 10th anniversary. So you've been at Revere Beach all 10 years.
Yeah, I am the only sculptor that's been here every year that they've had this event, and I'm so happy to still be here. The event's always been run very, it's been an amazing event all these years, and I've seen it grown. Obviously, you see some changes this year because of the incidents that happened in Boston, but I think it's going to be for the better, for the crowd and for us also. So
Yeah.
I'm real happy to be here.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, over the 10 years, what changes you've seen and so forth.
The major change I have seen, as far as it's really not on the sculpting end, it's the increase of the crowd, the interest in the crowd. The past couple of years has just been it's mind-boggling. The last couple of days and what they do here and how it's run and how efficiently everything is run. On the sculptor's end, we do what we do. I mean, it's they treat us right here. Like I like to say, we're treated like rock stars here. I mean, the sand this is considered the best sand in the world, what you see behind us here. It is brought in, but the sculptors, they're so used to this stuff. You can just see amazing artwork through this stuff.
And having the hoses without the buckets this year.
I forgot that. Yeah, but I've been seeing it more and more at contests that I've been attending, where they're actually running the PVC pipe, like you see behind me here, and running the hoses to each thing, which is so much more efficient, and it's it's great. It's great. No more little kiddie pools with the buckets, and then they went to the 50-gallon buckets, and so this is good. You're never going to run out of water. Yeah. And I thank Revere Beach for giving us the access to a fire hydrant, and that's all we need.
Yeah. Can you tell us anything about what you're going to be making this year?
I actually have two ideas, depending how hot it gets. One is I'm still trying to be that competitive guy. Like I'm invited here every year because I'm just the good, easygoing guy who can come down and have a blast and entertain the people. But I'm still waiting for my first place and the first placing in one of these events. And I do have one idea that requires a lot of detail, a lot of work, and hopefully the weather's not going to stop me from doing that one. That's my first choice, and it's a rising phoenix, a lot of flames, a lot of feathers, that type of thing, and that's where the details go in. And the other one is a piece I've had in my files for a couple of years, which is a little simpler, but it's almost like kind of what I did last year with a big face, but there's other things going on. So right now, I mean, as far as what we're doing here, prepping behind it, the prepping is both for the same. So we'll see what happens come tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm looking.
I don't know.
Well, I'm looking forward to see what happens as the week progresses. We'll talk to you some more.
Great,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once again, it's my pleasure to be standing here with Sandy Warenga from South Padre Island, Texas. Welcome to Revere, Sandy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's just a pleasure having you here and participating in this event. If I understand it right, you've been doing this for about 25, 30 years. And
something like that.
You're not only a sculptor, but you're a writer as well, yeah?
That is correct. I've written 3 books on sand sculpture, and the last one is still doing pretty good. It's in its 2nd printing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And how many competitions do you participate in each year?
I do 6 or 7 contests every year all over the world, it's great. I've gotten to see places I never would have gotten to see otherwise.
Isn't it fantastic to be able to play and to go around the world? Yeah?
I am a lucky camper. I sure am, and happy too.
Yeah. Well, that's even more important. Exactly. If I understand correctly, I mean, a lot of your work is currently in you writing your books, but you're also teaching. You do a lot of workshops and so forth. Tell us a little bit about those as well.
That's correct. I do a lot of sandcastle lessons, workshops, team building exercises. I do a lot of Will You Marry Me castles, wedding sculptures. We're a tourist destination on South Padre Island. So I also have a rental unit at the Sandbox Inn where people can come and stay at my house and learn how to build sandcastles. Yes. So I keep pretty busy.
Yeah, I saw that on the website about the Sandbox Inn, and I said that's quite interesting. So she's not only does the sand sculpting, has written books, but now she's got a place where people can come and learn and enjoy themselves.
That's right. And I'm working on a sandcastle trail now on South Padre Island. People will be able to come and see sand sculpture, hopefully all winter long if the vandals leave it alone. It's a big if, but we've got high hopes.
Yeah. Well, listen, welcome very much. Yeah, sure. Welcome very much. Welcome very much. Oh, man. I knew it, and what threw me off is that, okay, so we'll have a piece because there is a piece I didn't want to forget. Okay. All right? Go ahead. When you were talking about your trail. Speaking of your trail, I've read somewhere that you're working on or you've created a top secret recipe for making sand sculptures last longer. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I can't go into too much detail because then I'd have to, kill you afterwards. But it does involve a soil solidifier and maybe a little styrofoam. But I've got sculptures that have lasted already 3 or 4 years. And they look like sand, they act like sand, but when somebody tries to kick one, they will hurt their foot. Yeah.
That's quite interesting. 3 to 4 years. Okay, and you're not allowed to use any of that here, yeah?
Oh, heavens no. I wish, but no, we're just going to be using sand and water here.
Yeah. Now, is this your first time working with this type of sand, or have you worked with this before?
No, I think this is very similar to sand that I've worked with before. I'm not sure if it's from the exact same location, and if they've been using the same sand. I was competing here maybe 7, 8 years ago, so I have been here before.
Forgive me for not remembering. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. What's up with that? Come on. You don't remember this great?
Talk to a number of the sculptors about what it is they're going to be creating this week. Do you have a sense for what you're going to create?
I've got 2 or 3 ideas that are kind of jumbled in my head at the moment, but I think I'm going with a kind of a mermaid sea turtle kind of thing. Yeah, it's a piece that I've been wanting to do for a while, but that's not carved in stone yet.
Well, every one of them tells us, we have our ideas. Sometimes we have 2 or 3 ideas, and then sometimes in the middle of the week it changes.
That can happen as well. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I look forward to seeing what you create and talking to you as the week goes on.
Well, great. I look forward to
it
as well.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers.
Well, that does it for today's update from the beach. We're looking forward to providing you some more coverage, more interviews, and more views of the sculptors and the centerpiece as they all progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, look forward to talking to you further. Take care.
Take care.
My dear, when you throw your forms over?